So, to help me explain a little bit more about the renovation loan process and some of the benefits that it provides for buyers and the community at large, I'd like to invite Mr. Cedric Johnson, renovation loan officer at First Preference Mortgage, to help me break down the process and the benefits. So, thank
Hi,
you
Cliff.
for joining me today. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Happy to be here with you.
Thank you, thank you. So I guess just to start off, could we talk just a little bit about the process itself? What are some of the things that you go through? Like, for example, first to start off, they would meet with you,
Yeah,
determine their purchasing power, and
yeah, you want to do a pre-qualification at all times, just like any other purchase. And we determine how much of a mortgage payment you can afford. And then we'll interpret that amount back to how much of a purchase price you can afford. Okay? So that works really well. The place that is different on a renovation loan is the repair cost. So I can give you an acquisition cost so you can get a loan up to this amount of money, and then whatever combination you want to put together between sales price and improvement costs so that you don't exceed the loan amount is fine. Okay?
So once you've figured out the renovation cost, then you have a better idea of how much.
No, let's take it another way.
Okay.
We figure out how much you can afford. Okay, so in the example
Yeah,
where
how
you
much
were
you can
talking
afford
about,
overall.
okay,
Gotcha.
in the
Overall.
example where
Yeah.
we were talking about before, we had a sales price of 450
Mhm.
and 150, but I've got them pre-qualified for that acquisition cost,
600.
which is the sales price plus improvements of
That's
600.
Okay.
So I don't care what combination you come up with of sales price plus improvements, as long as your loan amount doesn't exceed 600, you're fine.
Good. Got it. Okay. And now with the next step in that process, what happens afterwards? So they work with an agent, they select a property, and then what are the next
Okay,
steps?
you have to meet with what's called an FHA consultant, or actually a consultant. He can do both Homestyle, which is the Fannie Mae version, and the FHA version, which is a 203K. He'll meet you at the property, and he will walk through that property with you and help you understand how much it's going to cost to do those repairs to that property. So, in your example, if it was a $450,000 purchase, and you have they can qualify for a $600,000 mortgage, that would mean that their construction budget would be about $150,000. So you can say to the consultant, okay, I want to buy this house. According to my lender, my budget for the repairs are $150,000. So how much can I do for $150,000? And the consultant will look at the property and he'll say, go.
So yeah,
okay,
now we're
this
going to
is-
take a look at the specification of repairs. So you have your loan budget, and then they'll break down all of the repairs, basically.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Okay, go to the last page of the specification.
There we go. Sorry.
Okay, now right there, what your contractor is going to need to do is he breaks out material and labor costs on every loan. On the last page, which is a compilation of all the work that goes into the specification of repairs. So all 35 items are broken down, and he tells you the material cost, and he tells you the labor cost. So it's real easy. Then we have that is your total construction cost. So when I say you've got a construction budget of $150,000, that's the number, the combination of material and labor that they can use to buy their property.
That works, and they get to know that in advance before they move in.
Oh, yeah, but see, this is
way
all
in
part of
advance, that process.
the loan process.
Yeah.
So, going on further with the process, once we establish what your construction costs are, and we've got the breakdown of material and labor, all three parties need to agree. So the parties in agreement would be the contractor, the consultant, and the homeowner. They agree that the pricing and the scope of work is an accurate and full description of what they want to accomplish on the property. Then we hand that finished package called the specification of repair, or sometimes they call it the work write-up. We hand that to the appraiser, and the appraiser's gonna look at it and says, oh, this property is selling for $450, but we're supplementing the property by doing these repairs, and then he's gonna give you an after repaired value. So in the instance that we've been talking about, the acquisition cost could be $650, but the future repaired value or the after repaired value, same thing, is $650. So by doing the repair on this property and buying the property, they made $50,000 in equity.
Yeah.
That's a terrific deal.
Yeah, before they step into the home. So they know that, the improved value, they know how much equity they have. So now we have an idea of how much renovation needs to be done, exactly what renovations need to be done. Once you've determined that and you've had a meeting of the minds with the contractor, the home buyer, and the consultant, what's the next step in the process?
Well, while that's going on, we're also doing the credit. And the credit's easy. And all loans are based on income, debt, credit, and savings. And I think of it or describe it as 4 legs of a table. Okay, all 4 legs need to be addressed, and the table needs to not rock. Okay, so once we determine that their credit's fine, they've got enough money to go to settlement, their income is sufficient, we just need to verify that information, and that's the processing of the loan. So the processing of the loan is just like any other loan. The only thing that is different on a renovation loan is the description of the work that's going to be done to the property based on the specification of repairs.
Okay.
So the specification of repairs, you're gonna meet with a consultant, and the guys that I use are really good. They've been doing it for years. I've got a 20-year relationship with these guys. They know exactly what they're doing. They give quick turnaround, and they are spot on every job I've ever done. I've never had them call me and say, we messed this up. No, they're not gonna have that with my guys.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. So now, I guess what I want to jump into now is just looking at, I guess, some of the comparisons that you're able to do. Like, for example, when a buyer comes in and they want to talk to you and figure out what their options are, and just looking at, I guess, comparison between the FHA renovation loan and looking at how it compares to some of the conventional loans.